Hello, and welcome once again to the Dental Marketing Mastery Series. This podcast is brought to you by dentalwebcontent.com and New Patients Incorporated. I'm Howie Horrocks, the founder of New Patients Incorporated. Along with me once again is my friend and partner and the president of New Patients Incorporated, Mark Dilatush.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back once again. Only this time I've got my buddy Mark back from Maine. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Howie, how are you?
Good.
Good.
I told everybody that you were up in your retreat last week, and
yes,
so they had to put up with me doing a solo podcast.
Then it was a good one. Because normally I just sit here and talk. So I'm sure the audience would like to hear from you.
Well,
probably did.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm sure of it.
Well, today we're going to talk about why about half of your AdWords budget is wasted.
Oh, boy.
AdWords.
Yeah, okay. So, all right. Wow, there's too many facets to this. We may actually run into multiple podcasts on this subject, but here are the things that we know are true about, any PPC, any pay-per-click campaign, whether it's Google or paid banner ads or remarketing, or basically, let's just call it internet marketing. It's not all of the internet. It's not social media. It could be social media, but let's just say you're spending money for people who are already looking for things. You're spending money to get their attention, and then their attention is a click. Okay, so you want them to click while you have them interested in X, whatever X is, and we're going to go through the subjects here in a second. They have a perceived or real need for the services that you provide, that you're advertising for. So when one of these humans goes to their phone or their laptop and types in a search term, dental implants near me or what have you, you're paying money not to be exposed to that human, but you're paying money if that human selects your ad. That's a very important distinction, because there are PPC campaigns, pay per click, and there are things called Ppi campaigns, which is pay per impression. Okay? To where, let's briefly discuss the two. Pay per impression, you pay money whether or not the person clicks your ad. Pay per click, you only pay when the person clicks your ad.
So in the first instance, if it just hits your eyeball, you pay for it, right?
Correct.
The impression.
That's correct. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, and you would use each for different reasons. Specifically for dentistry, the PPC side is more direct response. I have a real or perceived need. I did a search in Google. Your sponsored ad showed up. It was fairly well written. I clicked it, went to your landing page, learned a little bit more about you. I either called to make my appointment, or I clicked online scheduling and made my appointment online and became a patient. Okay, that's pretty typical for where, I'm not going to say the majority, but I'm going to say this is where most dentists go with their internet marketing ad budgets shortly after making sure that they've optimized their website properly. Optimizing a website pretty much means that you're going to be visible to that traffic without paying for an ad. Now, you're going to pay a professional to do optimization for you, okay? But normally, and I'm not going to say, I never say 100% of the markets, but I'm going to say in 85% of the markets, the cost of having that professional optimize your website for search engines is going to be cheaper than, and is going to create more new patients at less expense than an ongoing PPC campaign. So when you prioritize your marketing budget, you would probably want to have a good website, good optimization, start gathering that traffic organically. Then if you need more new patients, then you move into PPC or Google, what's basically called Google AdWords. Okay. So that's the backdrop. Now, what you do, what you need to be really sure of is that you're doing this after your other prerequisites. Prerequisite of any dental practice's marketing foundation is properly done online, properly done offline campaign that is currently generating results. Measurable, provable, good results. Don't have to be awesome, great. They just have to be good. They're generating a 3.5 to 4 to 1, even 3 to 4 to 1 in their first year, online and offline working together. And your online reputation is good. You're doing online scheduling. You have, 24/7, 365 access for people to make appointments in your office. If you have all those prerequisites in place and you have your website, it's a good, solid website. It's not 5 years old. It's updated. It's, you have an, optimization, maybe you have us doing your SEO for you. And it is generating good, solid organic traffic of people who have real or perceived needs looking for dental services in your market. You have those in place, but you still need or want more new patients. That's the scenario we're in, because you don't want to go into PPC until those other things are in place. If you do, there's really only a couple of scenarios where I would say that would make sense. One of them is a startup scenario or you've greatly expanded the capacity of the practice. Your need for new patient volume, not necessarily quality, but your new patient volume needs are extreme. Okay. Anytime you get to that point, you can say to yourself, okay, PPC can give me a well-done AdWord campaign can give me volumes of responses in a short period of time. One of the benefits of AdWords is that it doesn't really take a long time to get the phone to ring.
It's a bit like what we have been advising clients on for years. And, this wouldn't be your first toe in the water, stay away from the mass media, so to speak. And there are prerequisites, foundational steps to getting to the point where you will have a need for this PPC campaign stuff.
Yeah. It's the same thing we say about postcards and deals.
Yeah.
If you're going to send postcards and deals out to try and get the phone to ring, then the proper scenario to do that is when you have just a almost desperate desire for patient volume, and you also have a concurrent campaign running to attract the quality new patients in the market. Because if all you do is spend your money sending out deals, ultimately what you're going to end up with is spending the same amount of money for less result, and you become a new patient junkie. Because those patients don't end up getting a lot of the work done, and they don't end up sticking in your recare system, and they end up increasing your administrative overhead. So PPC would fall into that category. It would help a new startup. with initial high volumes, questionable quality type patients, which is a good segue to subjects.
Hey, yeah. And it's also a good point that we can take a break here, if you wouldn't mind. And hang on, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey, Mark, we should tell people about this new product we have, NPI Command.
Well, probably new to the podcast listeners, but not new to the customers who use it. So let me go through the finer points. NPI Command is a system we use. It's an artificial intelligence system that creates decisions on where dentists, our clients, should put their pay-per-click money when they do Google pay-per-click ad campaigns. If you're someone who's already done them, then you're probably frustrated by the cost of the negative clicks. Well, if there's an artificial intelligence platform monitoring your negative clicks, you can see immediately how doing these on an artificial intelligence platform will allow for a faster build and the faster allocation of the advertising money to the places that are bringing in good clicks. Because with every PPC campaign, there's sources of bad clicks and sources of good clicks. And the whole idea is to throw all your money in the good ones and pull your money from the bad ones. So NPI Command is our PPC department. And it's not just a department of humans, it's an artificial intelligence platform as well.
All right, we're back.
Okay, we were talking about subjects, right?
Yeah, subjects.
Okay. So we have our scenario set up. We have a mature practice. Our prerequisite marketing is in place. We're doing a good balance of online and offline. It's working together. It's generating X top line, good bottom line. Now we want to expand. So my next question would be, Doctor, what do you want to expand? Are you expanding capacity for general dentistry patients? Or did you just finish your course on dental implants and you'd like implant cases? Because with PPC, you get to choose your subjects. Okay, so let me give you a little rundown on some of the subjects. For the offices who are looking for high volume, and I'm going to say questionable quality, and again, I'm saying that compared to using the same amount of money in a different media, okay? We could probably generate a smaller volume of new patients at a greater quality patient, greater revenues, but there are times when you want to just fill capacity. So on the times that you just want to fill capacity, general dentistry and emergency dentistry are the two big subjects that drive volumes. There are more people looking for general dental services and especially emergency services via the internet than any of the other subjects. So if you want volumes of responses and potentially lower average revenue per patient, then that's the direction you would want to go if you have additional capacity to fill. If you're at capacity or near capacity and you just want, I don't know, let's say it's a 2-doctor practice and you just want 10 or 12 additional cases a month. Right? When I say case, it could be almost anything. It could be Invisalign, could be implants, could be cosmetics, could be almost anything. Those become the other subjects. Okay, when you're advertising for those, you're doing it very differently. There's a very small volume of people searching for cosmetic dentistry in your town. A very low number, unless you're in Manhattan. Okay, but if you're in Lubbock, Texas, the number of people doing an active want or need or perceived or real want or need right now for cosmetic dentistry is a very small number. So you can't really expect a high volume of new patients from such a small number of searches, but you can expect that the average revenue from these patients could be higher than someone who's looking for an emergency dentist on a Friday night or a Saturday.
Yeah,
Okay.
very likely to be higher. Yeah.
Very likely to be higher. Okay. Now, there's another thing these people have in common, and this is part of our secret sauce, I guess, but
don't tell anyone.
I know. I'm going to tell everybody. All right. So we got to really kind of get deep into this just for a second here. These are people who are looking for, let's say, implant. Let's just take a subject of implants. Dental implant dentist near me. Let's say they type that into Google and your ad pops up. Well, what do we know about this patient right now? What we know, or what we have logically concluded, I won't say we know this, but I'm going to say we logically concluded that this person is in need of implants. But now ask yourself, what kind of a person knows or is aware of the benefits of dental implants? Someone who's already been diagnosed, right? Someone who already has a treatment plan in front of them for dental implants.
And they're shopping.
Otherwise,
right?
Why would they go to Google looking for implant dentist near me?
Yeah.
They didn't create the word implant dentist. They didn't create the word dental implants. They didn't know the words dental implants until they were diagnosed and it was on a treatment plan that some other dentist showed them. Okay? I think it's 92% of the people have no clue what a dental implant is. So if they're typing that into a Google search engine, they already know. And if they already know, there's a really good chance they're already diagnosed. And if they've already been diagnosed and treatment planned, they probably already know the going price. And there's a really good chance what they're doing right now is shopping.
Yeah, it's very similar to, say, for example, somebody who's been diagnosed they need gum surgery. So they already know that. So that's what they begin their search with is perhaps they're looking for an alternative to gum surgery because gum surgery sounds scary, that sort of thing. Yeah.
And how many people do searches for gum surgery that don't know they need gum surgery?
Right.
Zero. Right? Zero. Absolutely zero. Okay. So what we're bringing to light here is actually, this is a really important part of doing Facebook ads and Google ads correctly. It's understanding the mindset of the market that you're serving. Understand where they are right now, this second, in their decision process, and breaking it down into small little steps of understanding so that when you write your ad, the words that they either click on or not click on, that you write them in such a way that it resonates with the person's mental state at that very second. And knowing that we don't know that they've already been diagnosed, for instance, as needing a dental implant or needing gum surgery. We don't know that, but logic and common sense would dictate, and market research, a lot of money spent on market research would tell you the chances of someone being undiagnosed searching for these things is pretty minimal. So if we agree that these people have already been diagnosed or at least had some kind of a cursory diagnosis and conversation with another dental professional about the subject in the past, most likely the recent past, if we know that's likely what's going on, then the ad content, the words that they click, the landing page content, and the whole path that you take the prospective new patient down can be altered to be almost micro specific to exactly what they're looking for. And when you're selling anything, there's a sense of trust, respect, calmness when you believe that the person who's selling you something understands your needs.
Right.
Understands what you're looking for. Understands the solution that might be just perfect for what they're looking for. So anyway, we're getting a little deep. I told you we were going to get deep on this, okay? We're getting a little deep, right? But here's why it matters with Google AdWords, because if as you use your marketing dollars to present a landing page text or ad text to a consumer, either they're going to click on it or they're not, right? And if they click on it and they hit the landing page, either they're going to take action or they're not. And if they take action, they're either going to turn into revenue, good revenue for your practice, or they're not, right? There's like a series of splits.
Switchy.
Yeah, there's a series of splits in the road, right? There's a left and a right, right? So the cool thing with AdWords is that if a certain ad isn't working, or let me back up. Once you run an ad, you have a baseline of performance. How many people saw it? This many. How many people out of those people clicked it? This many. Is that a good number? I don't know. I have nothing to reference it against. But if you're like us, we have thousands of these things to reference against. So we know we can say, okay, this is performing at 8% below, optimum. Let's change out the ads. These landing pages are performing at 12% over average. Let's keep that. Not only keep that, but make sure that all the other people we're running these implant ads for have access to that same ad content. Let's loop those into anyone who's performing below this point. So it's really amazing the dynamic result tracking that happens not only when you're doing this one for one dentist. Like if you're a dentist doing this on your own, you're sitting there going, wow, this is really cool information. At least if you're like me, you're sitting there going, wow, look at all these people that saw my ad. How come only 23 of them clicked it? What's wrong with me? right? And these 23 people that went to my landing page, only 6 of them did anything, and 4 of them were just shoppers at 8:00 in the evening on a Saturday because they were all out of drugs. And 2 of them actually, out of the remaining 2, one of them became a patient. I guess she might turn into something, and the other one made an appointment and no-showed. Okay, so all of those forks in the road mean something, okay? So if the end result isn't what you want, you just tweak the forks in the road. You have that ability with something like Google, Facebook ads. This is one of the benefits. There are pros and cons. You've heard us say this all through, 12, 15 years. There are pros and cons to every advertising media type. With Google AdWords specifically, one of the pros is the ability to microanalyze the result, tweak them, and inexpensively move the needle of the result toward a better outcome. Okay. For instance, if you run a newspaper ad and a newspaper ad stinks and you don't get anything from it for 6 months, you can't move anything. You can't move the needle. There's no needle. Right.
With AdWords, it's just like super call tracking, right down to the itty bitty little click here, click there, and how much revenue. I mean, it's fantastic for nerds who are into that kind of stuff, like we are. But in more traditional types of advertising, you don't have anywhere close to that.
Exactly, right? So if you're doing your own AdWord campaign and you're intrigued by the the data sets you can get your hands on and look at them. Just imagine if you were looking at hundreds of them at the same time from different markets, all on dentistry, all in dental subjects, right? And you're simultaneously testing not 2 ad sets, you're simultaneously testing 30 of them. Or ad sets and landing page sets. Basically, an ad. Hey, Howie, you've written countless numbers of Google Facebook or Google PPC ads. They're not so easy, are they?
Oh, well, no, they're not. I'll tell you, but they're really fun because one of the things.
Right.
I know. Like everybody's going, yeah, they're fun, right? He's nuts. But no, they sharpen. One of the things that a copywriter has to do is involve himself in the world of economy of language, because you get X amount of characters, not words, characters. It's every keystroke is a character, right?
Yeah, isn't it like 80? Isn't it like 30, and then 80?
Yeah, there's 30 for the first headline, 30 for the second, and 80 for the description, it's called, right?
But now these are characters, not words.
Characters, right? So if you go John, John, that's 4 characters, and then you hit the space bar, right? That's another character. Right. So anyway, you've got very, very constrained boundaries that you have to stay in, and you still got to make it so it's attractive to whoever's looking at it, right? And there's a bit of an art as well as a science to that. So I kind of like writing them because it's fun. It's like whittling down the stick to get right at the heart of things. Right.
Leave out all the other extraneous supportive information and just get right down to the... Yeah.
No rah-rah, just...
No more missing...
Great benefit.
Right. Fill hole in smile.
Yeah.
No, seriously, that's...
Get kissed again.
Yeah, there you go. But it's worthy of discussion, because you are not going to stumble upon the right combination. It takes, and honestly, with dynamic tracking, there is no such thing as the right one, because you're always searching for a better one, right? So there's never really it's not like Mount Everest where you can see the top and you can stand on it. It's like Mount Everest, only somebody's pumping air up underneath of it, and it's just constantly moving away from you, right? You're always trying to find that extra variation of landing page or ad that outperforms the one you had that was championed before it. So anyway, I don't want to make this sound daunting, and we should probably close down this podcast. We'll do another one on
let's do
AdWords, budgets, writing the ads. Actually, we'll give some examples of 30 character, 80 character ads, okay, for whatever subject.
Yeah.
And so people get a better idea of what it is that we're talking about, and how to set these up initially for their best benefit. One of the things that we do before any one of our clients goes into AdWords with their budget. Remember, our clients, 90% of them won't even go into AdWords unless that foundation is already set up and they want more, which is fine, but that's where we go after the foundation is set up. But when we do what's called an initial assessment. It's $395. And it basically says to us on a statistical level, how many searches are done for these subjects in this given market area on a weekly, monthly, annual basis? Who are the competitors? How much are those competitors spending? What subjects are they spending their AdWord budgets on? What is the content of the ads, and so on and so forth? So that before a dentist commits to $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month in Google AdWords, I think the first question that needs to be resolved is, should I even be in AdWords?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Should I even go there?
Viable medium.
Right. Yeah. You may be bringing a knife to a tank fight. Okay.
Right.
And you're just going to get squashed and you won't even know it. Right. And so, but then again, we have clients that, are in pretty good solid metros. But there's whole subjects that are being ignored by their competition. Nobody's really bidding on, let's say, emergencies or cosmetics or sedation. Lots of people are bidding on implants and Invisalign these days. But wouldn't you like to have a few more emergency patients and a few more cosmetic patients? How about sleep apnea, right? How about sedation patients? So we do this before we do any. It's actually mandatory. So if you came to us and said, Mark, nope, I want you guys to manage my PPC campaign. Here's a wide open credit card, put $5,000 a month on it, however you want. We trust you. We would say no. Okay. We got to do this analysis first, right? So if anybody listening to this is either doing their own, actually this may be great for someone who's doing their own AdWord campaign. It may actually uncover some of the things that you're up against that you didn't know you were up against, or maybe some things in your market changed that you didn't realize had changed. Maybe you were getting really good results before and now it's kind of dwindled off a little bit. Or maybe you just don't, maybe you don't have the hours it requires to do right to manage an AdWord campaign each month. Whatever your scenario is, the assessment is there for you. Just go to our website and hit us up in chat or call us or whatever, and we'll get an assessment done for you.
Yeah. Well, we've gone a little bit long here. We hope you hung in there with us, and we hope you come back next week, and we'll be returning to this subject, and I think you'll find it interesting. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye now.
We hope you've enjoyed our podcast today. You can find more podcasts on our YouTube channel, on Stitcher, and iTunes. Also on our websites, dentalwebcontent.com and newpatientsinc.com.